Welcome to Mississippi, a state shaped by rivers, farmland, and deep Southern history. Compared with many other parts of the United States, the craft beer scene here remains extremely small and scattered. According to the U.S. Brewery Guide, only a handful of breweries operate across the entire state, often separated by long rural distances rather than clustered in major beer hubs. However, FoamVoyage aims to explore every state on America's craft beer map. No matter how few breweries there are, a few breweries appear on the map. Because they are so far apart geographically, they didn't fit into this route across Mississippi. If you've visited any of these places, feel free to share your experience. Before we start our brewery journey, here's the simple scale I'll be using. Central Mississippi hosts only a few breweries, including Threefoot Brewing and Southern Prohibition Brewing, separated by long rural distances. In downtown Meridian, Threefoot Brewing occupies a renovated historic building with a spacious tap room and the brewing tanks visible along the side of the hall. The interior feels bright and open, and during our visit the tap room was lively with locals gathering around the long bar, clearly one of the more popular spots in town. Among the beers, the flagship Patrick IPA stands out, showing good balance and overall integration. Threefoot Brewing earns a B tier, a solid brewery and a notable local hub in a state where craft beer remains relatively sparse. In Hattiesburg, Southern Prohibition Brewing, often known as So Pro, stands out as one of the most vibrant craft beer spots in Mississippi. The spacious tap room, modern interior design, and steady local crowd give the place a lively atmosphere, making it a clear gathering point for the community. Among the beers sampled, the Dole Whip Sherbet Sour leaves the strongest impression, with layered fruit puree flavors blending into a bright and refreshing profile. This seasonal specialty release showcases a playful, dessert-like twist on sour beer, making it one of the most memorable pours of the visit. The Susie B. Golden Ale is another highlight, offering a malt-forward character with a smooth, classic balance. Considering the beer lineup, the energetic crowd, and the well-designed space, Southern Prohibition Brewing earns an S tier on the Foam Voyage scale. Moving toward the Mississippi Gulf Coast, breweries begin to cluster along the shoreline, forming one of the state's most concentrated craft beer areas. Altered Reality Brewing sits in a small storefront near the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Inside, the tap room has a colorful, casual atmosphere. Bright murals, hanging lights, and a relaxed neighborhood vibe. However, the beers themselves feel somewhat rough around the edges. Across the tasting flight, most pours come across as fairly simple, with limited depth or refinement. Overall, while the space is friendly and welcoming, the beer lineup leaves a more modest impression. C tier. Hops and Growlers is a small neighborhood tap room, but the beer selection is surprisingly extensive. The rotating lineup changes frequently, with a wide range of styles available on tap. Several of the beers sampled perform well overall, with solid balance and clean execution. Among them, Cam's Jam stands out, a bright and enjoyable sour that leaves a particularly good impression. Despite the modest space, the strong variety and consistently good pours make this stop memorable. Hops and Growlers earns an S tier ranking. The venue itself has a pleasant atmosphere, with a cozy indoor space and a relaxed courtyard setting that makes it an easy place to hang out. The surrounding vibe is lively, especially during events and gatherings, giving the brewery a strong social feel. However, the beer selection is fairly limited, and the overall quality doesn't quite match the setting. The IPA sampled felt underwhelming and lacked balance, making it hard to stand out among other stops along the Gulf Coast. Final verdict, C tier. Located in downtown Gulfport, Chandeleur Island Brewing offers a spacious tap room with a relaxed coastal vibe. The interior feels lively yet comfortable, with nautical decor, warm lighting, and plenty of seating that makes it easy to settle in for a drink. The surrounding atmosphere is pleasant as well, giving the place a welcoming Gulf Coast character. Among the beers sampled, the Freemason Golden Ale stands out as the highlight. The beer pours clear and bright with a light golden color, delivering a smooth and balanced profile. Gentle malt sweetness sits at the center, supported by a subtle hop presence that keeps the finish crisp and refreshing. It's an easy drinking beer that works well in a laid-back taproom setting and reflects a clean, well-executed house style. Final verdict: A tier. Fly Llama Brewing presents a casual and unpretentious taproom atmosphere. The interior feels simple and a bit rough around the edges, straightforward seating and a functional layout rather than elaborate design. The tap list is impressively large, featuring a wide range of styles along with numerous flavored seltzers and experimental options, giving visitors plenty of choices to explore. Among the selections sampled, the beers are generally approachable and easy to drink, delivering decent balance without pushing into standout territory. Final rating: B tier. This is the final ranking of the 7 breweries explored across Mississippi. Surprisingly, 2 of them reached the S tier. 2 breweries stand out in Mississippi's craft beer landscape. Southern Prohibition Brewing impresses with its well-balanced Susie B. Blonde Ale, while Hops and Growlers delivers memorable sour creations with vibrant fruit character. Both earn a well-deserved place in the S tier. Must-visit stops along the Gulf Coast Beer Trail. Mississippi carries a quiet but distinctive spirit. Murals of musicians, coastal landscapes, and everyday community life reflect a culture shaped by history, creativity, and resilience. Along the Gulf Coast, craft beer becomes just one part of a broader story, where music, art, and local pride shape the rhythm of the region. This is the spirit of Mississippi: soulful, creative, and resilient. Next stop, Louisiana, where craft beer meets music, culture, and Gulf Coast flavor. Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode.